Good morning, everybody. How you doing? I'm Sean. I'm coming to you from the frozen tundra here in Dallas, Texas. Today is January 28th, 2026. This is going to be episode number 42 from Cedar Light Sports, Detroit Red Wings NHL update. Let's just jump right into it, folks. Last night we had the LA Kings head into the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. They were delayed. The game was postponed in Columbus the previous night. They had a foot of snow on the ground. But nonetheless, they didn't have to play, but they traveled into Detroit where they squared off against the Red Wings. But let's just jump right into it. It's kind of what we do. In the first period, I thought right off the bat, we were a little bit out of sync. We weren't really too bad, but we were sloppy on the offensive side of the puck, and that was kind of like how we were the rest of the night. But nonetheless, the first period, 0 scoring, not a whole heck of a lot of action, a lot of feeling out. But let's just move right on into the second period here. Right at the equal halfway point of the period and halfway point of the hockey game, we had Hellenius come in at one and light up the lamp there, get them on the board at the 10-minute mark with a snapshot. That give them the LA Kings a 1-0 lead. At this juncture, I was kind of asking myself, who wants to play on our team, boys? Come on, let's get it going. Let's try to find some spark and get some engagement. And we didn't really have it. It just was what it was. So anyway, heading into the third period, still 1-0 here. We didn't get no action going in, but early in the third, we ended up putting the Kings on the power play at probably around a 5-minute mark or so. But anyway, we had Kuzmenko on the power play at the 6:46 mark. Give the Kings a 2-0 lead. This one really stung because I thought we came out a little bit and started the period pretty decently. But, that momentum and the timing of that goal really hurt. The timing of the penalty that we took really hurt. But anyway, the same sort of play. I'm not going to harp on it. We were out of sync. We weren't engaged fully, but we weren't really playing all that bad of hockey. We were just, I know they want to call it puck luck, but it wasn't. We weren't getting the bounces, sure, but we weren't earning them. But anyway, that play went on back and forth until, the 17:45 mark where we had Alex DeBrincat, maybe a day late and $1 short. He gets his Wings on the board, getting some life into the Detroit Red Wing crowd there, making it 2-1 at the 17:45 mark. That did bring us some life. And, and before that, I'm not going to lie, we did have opportunities. We had plenty of opportunities to bury it. Like I say, we were just a hair off. We just couldn't do it. And that was the motif for the entire night. But heading down, and after that, we're going late in the third period. The Kings pull their goalie. And, speaking of puck luck, or just the way it was, is, the taking the draw with the net pulled, with their netminder pulled in our zone. The Kings win the draw, go straight to our arch nemesis, Corey Perry. It's like the Red Seas depart. He's got 3/4 of a sheet of ice. He just buries it into the empty netter. That sealed the deal. Final from Detroit, 3-1, and not really a good performance from our boys, but not really bad. Just is what it is. So let's just move on and put that into the memory bank. But you're not going to win a lot of hockey games scoring one goal. Let's leave it at that. Moving on, the other positive that I thought we had here was Patrick Kane here, man. He got an assist earlier on that goal, so that gave him his 1,374 point, bringing him to the top of the list of the USA-born NHL players in scoring, 1,374 point, tying Mike Modano. Patrick is going to break that record here this season, and we'll do another one on him later. But congratulations to Patrick Kane being the top of the list here. For USA-born players in the NHL in scoring. So moving right on along. Let's go real quickly and look at these results here uh, that we had in last night. There was quite a few games going on. I had some decent action. So I'm not going to go run through them all. I'll list, some of the Eastern Conference ones, but nonetheless, here we go. We have Boston beating Nashville 3-2 in overtime. There's another parity point given up in the league here, and then another fine Eastern Conference matchup here. A lot of these are Eastern Conference teams. So you had Buffalo and Toronto. Buffalo spanked Toronto 7-4. This Buffalo team wants to make the playoffs, folks, just like us. And then you had Las Vegas at Montreal. Montreal won that 3-2 in overtime. Montreal, man, the Atlantic Division, which we're going to look here in a bit. And then you had Florida over Utah 4-3. And here's the theme on the 4-3s. Here there's a bunch in a row with this, Florida and Utah. Florida with that one won that 4-3. Then you had Winnipeg over New Jersey 4-3. Dallas over St. Louis 4-3. Chicago over Minnesota 4-3 in a shootout. So that was those are all pretty much Eastern Conference teams that we had there, and a lot of implications into the standings. Let's also make note that the Wings' next game here is going to be tomorrow night with the Washington Capitals heading into Little Caesars Arena. This is going to be a 7:30 Eastern time game for us tomorrow night. But let's look just real quickly at the schedule for today. There's only 3 games in NHL, not a whole lot of action going on. You got the Rangers playing New York. In New York with the funky travel here, and then the Flyers at the Columbus, and Colorado at Ottawa. So not a lot of action tonight, but so let's just kind of move on now and look at the standings in the division, right? So there's some movement here from last night, and based on the results that we had, there's a movement in the standings, and you can see there you got the Wings up at the top. Not up at the top. We're in second place, but you got Tampa up there, and then who is it? Buffalo. So, and then in the Metropolitan, I'm not going to read it. You can see it there. But these standings, man, these are all tight, and they are all going to be changing for the rest of the season. And it's looking like there's going to be separation here with some teams fizzling out here as we head into the break. So there's going to be separation from the top and the bottom. The Wings need to keep pace. And we can't stutter. We can't take games off. And, we got a handful of games, just a couple of games left for the season here. And we gotta take care of business before we head into the Olympic break, and leave it at that. But anyway, I just want to wrap this up really quickly and say have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Be kind and nice to each other. See the light, and I'll catch you on the next one.